Hey there, I'm Peter Michaels, and we're back at Beau's Bar and Grill for another edition of Friday CRAFTernoons, where we love spreading the good word of great local beers. And we've got, can we say, the newest Central Alberta brewery? Nobody else has popped open since you guys have been around, is it?
Not that I know of. I haven't been paying attention.
We're going to say Central Alberta's newest brewery.
That is a nice ring to it. I like it.
Hawktail in Rimbey, Alberta. Randall, tell us a little bit about Hawktail.
I think for a lot of people, everyone's kind of driving and seeing craft beer as something new. And I don't see it that way. You know, craft beer is something that has been around, well, beer itself has been around since civilization started.
Yeah.
So craft beer, I think, is a lot more natural for communities to have their local brewery. And the only reason why Alberta hasn't had that was because of legislation. Mm-hmm. So now we're starting to see that pick up. And I think it's a lot like your local sports team. It's like the Rebels. You got to have it. You got to have your local brewery. And the other thing for me that gets me out of bed in the morning and makes my hair stand on end when I get to talk about this is the idea that these craft breweries or these community breweries in like Europe and in the old world they're hundreds of years old. Yeah. They've been making their beer for centuries. And it's just incredible for me to think that your great-grandkids in 100 years could buy the Rye Milk Stout, crack it open, take a look at it, smell it, drink it, and be like, damn, you know, that's good beer. Like that's what I want. That's what I'm driving for. That's how I see Hawktail, and it'll only happen with everyone's involvement.
Tell us a little bit about maybe why you went with the Rye Milk Stout, and anything special or different about this particular one?
Well, as I started as a home brewer, and the reason why the Rye Milk Stout is because it's the first beer I made that was good. But aside from that, a milk stout is actually an Old English recipe, so we're borrowing from their tradition, and it actually involves lactose in the beer.
Right.
So it's a very interesting sort of style of beer that I got a hold of and I liked. And so lactose, when we put it into the brewing process, those sugars are unfermentable. So that sweetness makes it all the way through the beer. And I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, milk, what are you doing, milk and beer? But when you actually combine that with the roasted barley, what you get is a very familiar flavor profile, which is coffee and cream.
Right.
And at this time of year, I find that really a comfortable sort of flavor profile. And then my own little additive to the style was rye malt. So I put in some rye malt. It adds almost a little spicy, almost, I've heard, called almost oak flavors, but to each their own. And it's just a very balanced, kind of complex beer.
Okay, there's a lot of stuff going on in here.
Well, let's give it a go.
All right, cheers to Hawktail. The one thing that I love about milk stouts, and I'm assuming it's the lactose, but they're just a little bit creamier, right? They're just a little bit smoother kind of finish to it. But
exactly,
there's a lot going on there. It's so weird to have that bitterness and the sweetness.
Yeah, and the roasted flavor,
and the roast.
And there's a bit of, like you said, finishes with a bit of cream. But yeah, it's really a different beer. I really enjoy it, and actually, a lot of people have come into our tap room and they're like, "No, I don't do stouts.
Yep.
I don't do stouts," and we convince them over time to give it a try, and you know what? A lot of people end up liking it.
So we've got it available on tap here at Beau's. People can come in and try it at Beau's, and you guys you've got the canning machines, and you're ready to go.
We actually, we set up with West Coast Canning, and we've got all our cans ready to go and connect. So if you want to try the milk stout, you can just request it at any liquor store. It's available to all. And then also you can find out, we put messages on the bottom of the cans with West Coast Canning, so you can find out a little message from us under each can. So there you go.
Love it. All right, Randall, Hawktail. Hopefully this is the first of many times on Friday CRAFTernoons.
I certainly hope so, and I look forward to seeing everyone drinking our beer.
Cheers.